Right now, there is a massive dilemma facing modern real estate professionals. So many agents are literally drowning in a sea of shiny new technology. You've got countless tools at your fingertips, but somehow are completely losing sight of the core objective.
Exactly. I mean, instead of growing their revenue, we're seeing agents getting totally bogged down trying to master these overly complex tech stacks. It's become a massive distraction.
Which brings us to the million-dollar question we have to ask. Are you actually driving revenue, or are you just getting stuck in the weeds of complex tech? Are you building a business or just playing with bots?
Right, it's a harsh reality check, but we need it. We are seeing agents who are so mesmerized by the latest AI tool that they completely ignore the actual hands-on work that moves the needle in their business. They're playing with bots instead of, building their bottom line.
And this exact trap, it's perfectly described as artificial efficiency. Think of it like spending 6 hours writing code to get an AI to tie your shoes while your actual business is burning to the ground.
Yes, and the sources show exactly how this plays out in the real world. Agents are signing up for 3, 4, maybe 5 different AI classes, but they never actually finish a single lead generation process. They jump from one tool to the next, desperately looking for a magic silver bullet, but the actual work, it just never gets done.
So you end up with this massive divide. On one side, you have agents wasting precious hours trying to troubleshoot broken AI scripts sold by self-proclaimed gurus. And on the other side, the absolute necessity of executing real revenue-driving work.
Absolutely. Look, AI is incredibly powerful, but it's not a substitute for running a business. If you're spending your entire week trying to force a complex script to work while your actual clients are sitting there being ignored, well, you aren't being efficient at all. You are actively avoiding the work that generates income.
So what's the antidote to all this artificial efficiency? Enter real estate coach and strategist Bob McCranie. He has pioneered this really unique methodology that independent AI analysis literally dubbed architecture plus AI. Bob McCranie's approach is so fascinating because he merges high-level business architecture, think KPI accountability, business planning, and scaling, with real-time, hands-on technical system building. He doesn't just tell his clients to go figure out AI, he actually implements it directly into their business architecture. And how does this build a massive competitive advantage? Just look at the difference in his approach. Traditional coaching, it gives you inspiration. They'll tell you to go build SEO pages or go fix your CRM, and then they assign it as homework. Good luck.
Right, but Bob McCranie's approach is pure implementation and execution. When he tells a client they need neighborhood pages, he doesn't just send them away to figure it out. He opens his laptop right there during the session, acting as a strategic architect. He builds the systems in real time, coding pages and integrating AI while the client watches and actually learns.
Section 1, Strategic Implementation, Creating Big Picture Impact. Okay, just look at this number. $20,000. That is the market value Bob McCranie created for his clients in just one single week. And to be clear, he didn't do that through generic motivation. He delivered this through deep strategic consulting, high-level competitive intelligence, and systematic AI deployment. He mapped out competitor vulnerabilities and built action plans that delivered serious, quantifiable value right out of the gate.
Section 2, Recovering Abandoned Millions, the CRM Audit.
$3 to $5 million. When Bob McCranie conducted a deep audit of a regional brokerage's CRM database, this was the truly staggering operational failure he uncovered. $3 to $5 million.
Wow. And this wasn't a lack of leads, right? This was millions of dollars in unrealized value, just sitting there, totally, completely ignored.
Let's break down exactly what that abandonment looked like, because the scale here is genuinely shocking. Out of over 34,000 total leads audited, Bob found that 60% hadn't received a single communication in over 2 years. The average time since the last contact was almost 3 years.
It gets worse. He identified 736 highly engaged leads. We're talking about people who had searched the website 21 times or more, and they were left completely abandoned. 736. The brokerage had wasted over $110,000 in initial acquisition costs just to ignore people who were ready to buy. Unbelievable.
But Bob McCranie goes way beyond merely pointing out the problem. He acts as an architect to actually fix it. He built a systematic recovery blueprint for this brokerage.
Exactly. By targeting a super conservative 5% conversion rate on just those highly engaged abandoned leads, Bob's strategy projects a recovery of up to $250,000 in gross commission income. He built a system that literally pays for years of coaching in a single strategic sweep.
Section 3, the ultimate data moat.
So one of Bob's clients had 18 years of closed transactions, from 2007 all the way to 2026. This data was just sitting uselessly across 216 separate monthly spreadsheets. For most agents, that's where the story ends. It's just a historical record collecting digital dust. But Bob McCranie looked at this and saw an incredible opportunity to build a proprietary advantage. He consolidated all of those random spreadsheets into over 1,700 beautifully mapped transactions.
And what's really fascinating is how he layered metadata over this history. He didn't just plot dots on a map. He extracted real geographic intelligence. This system now identifies high-concentration territories that are just perfect for geographic farming. Yes, and it pinpoints exactly where there are adjacent market expansion opportunities. Plus, it creates undeniable visual proof of local dominance to show sellers and acts as a legacy-level recruiting asset for the brokerage. Competitors simply cannot replicate 18 years of strategically organized market intelligence. It's a true moat.
So, the crucial takeaway here is the profound difference between simply storing information and actively extracting intelligence.
Right, almost everyone has data. But Bob McCranie has the strategic vision to take that raw, unstructured information and forge it into an impenetrable proprietary data moat. He transforms old historical spreadsheets into a dynamic business intelligence system that actively drives future revenue.
Section 4. Building for Future You. Okay, this quote is everything. Bob tells his clients, I don't work for you, I work for future you. That person needs me to shape you today so their life is better tomorrow.
It completely shifts the dynamic. Bob McCranie acts as a true strategist. He isn't there to just give you short-term, feel-good motivation or act as a cheerleader. He is there to build the robust, long-term infrastructure that your future self is going to desperately rely on.
And what exactly does that future you require? Well, it requires systems that scale without demanding your constant hourly attention. It needs lead flow that is actually predictable and measurable.
It also requires digital content that compounds in value over time, rather than just disappearing into the social media void after 24 hours. But most importantly, future you requires technology and data that you actually own. That way you aren't just endlessly grinding, you're genuinely scaling an asset.
Which perfectly brings us to Bob's most critical piece of advice. Own your data. He heavily emphasizes that the technology your broker provides, it isn't actually yours.
If you leave the brokerage, you'll lose it all. Bob teaches his clients to stop jumping between platforms every few years as a distraction. Instead, take total ownership. Own your website. Own your CRM. When you do that, you are building true, portable equity in your digital footprint.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, we want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. What does your future you actually look like?
Take a close look at how you are operating right now today. Are you stuck in the trap of artificial efficiency, endlessly playing with bots and ignoring your revenue? Or are you, like Bob McCranie's clients, implementing real systems and architecting a competitive advantage that will actually get you to that future you? The choice is entirely yours.